Today's Midday Kentucky cooking segment brought to you by Creative Kitchen and Bath, where you will always cook in style.
Welcome back to Midday Kentucky. We are here with Chef Extraordinaire Miss Allison Davis right here at
Gives
Wild
me
Time.
far too much credit.
But we're going to be doing fried chicken. I love fried chicken.
Well,
Always
a
have.
Kentucky quintessential dish,
yeah.
fried chicken. We've been talking about horse racing in Keeneland and
bacon,
you know,
and
all
bourbon
things Kentucky, and I couldn't do the week without having a little fried chicken
That's
101.
right. That's right.
So I have some chicken bites. This is really popular with our catering items. So we just take chicken breasts and typically cut them down into just smaller bites or nuggets, if you would. What I like to do in prepping my chicken is I always will soak it in buttermilk, okay? That almost works as a brine and makes the chicken far more juicy, just more flavorful. And then in addition to the buttermilk, I will add some Frank's hot sauce to my brine.
Because you like kick.
I like kick, and I will let this sit overnight in that brine, just to really soak up the buttermilk, to give it that more flavor and it gives it a better texture as well. Okay, we've got some oil here that's getting nice and hot. So I go from a wet mixture like our buttermilk to a dry, which is the flour. Okay, so I've just got some all-purpose flour, and I always season my flour. So we've added some salt, some pepper, and then I like to go with just like a Cajun seasoning blend. Again, I like a little kick with my fried chicken, and this is a very popular item for our catering menu. So we can actually do a lot of catering for people at the races or for Derby, for a lot of the events that are coming up, you know, in April and May. And so, yeah, and this is a popular one for sure.
Since we're talking about catering, how much of a notice do people need to give you?
Typically only 2 days. If we have a 48-hour notice, we can usually take care of it for them.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
Unless it's, you know, say 250 people, you know, we might need a little bit more time for those type of events, which most people would plan in advance for that anyways. But yeah, if it's just a small gathering and you need a few little things, yeah, as long as we have a 2-day notice, we should be good to go.
I'll remember that.
Yeah. All right, so our oil's getting hot, but I wanted to showcase something that I do in my classes, and that is how to test that your oil is ready for frying. Now, my grandmother used to throw water on it or spit, and that would pop, and you know, that's not the most safest measure. But if you take a wooden spoon, you can drop a wooden spoon in. Science, wood is porous, and the oil will bubble around the wooden spoon, showing that it is perfectly hot and ready to go for frying.
I learned something
no
new
pop,
every day.
no danger there.
I
Just
love it.
put a wooden spoon in, and if it bubbles around it, your oil's hot and ready. All right, so we have our seasoned flour. We're going to take our chicken out of our buttermilk and go right into this flour. I will just kind of toss it in the flour a bit, and then just kind of shake off a little bit of excess, and then we're going to go right into that oil. All right, so I'll do small batches. Don't overload the oil so that you have a chance to let everything kind of move around and breathe. One thing that people make the biggest mistake on is in between batches when you're frying chicken.
What do you mean?
So we're going to fry this batch, and as we add this chicken into the oil, it's going to bring the temperature down of the oil, just because you're adding raw chicken. So by nature, it's just going to bring the temperature of the oil down. So what we're going to do is, if we go, once we remove this chicken, and then we go straight into trying to add more chicken, we're just going to continue to bring the oil down. Okay? So we don't want to do that. So you want to give a little bit of time between batches so that your oil has a chance to come back up to temperature. And that way you have a similar color with every batch. So every batch is nice and brown, and you're not like letting the chicken just sit and soak in oil that's too cold.
Yeah, because it does work out that way. In the past that I've done that. That is interesting.
Yeah, so always let your oil kind of have a break between batches so that it has a chance to come back up to temperature before you add that second batch in or the next batch.
Do you clear all of the crumbs that are in there too? Do you clear
You may not clear all of them, but you do try to skim the top. Now, what I like to serve my chicken with is a Chipotle mayonnaise, where we have some clients that even come in just to buy it by the quart. It's so good. Just in the food process, if you want to add that mayonnaise in, and then maybe 1 or 2 chipotles.
Okay.
And when I say chipotles, I'm talking about these smoked jalapenos in adobo sauce.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So we just add this in,
and then we pulse chipotle pepper in there with it, and that's it.
And that's good to go.
And it thins it out just enough. And it's the perfect dipping sauce for our chicken.
Wonderful. Well, for this recipe and many other recipes, head over to our website at WTBQ.com/Midday Kentucky, or you can head over to Miss Allison's website at
wildtimecooking.com.
And we can also find you
on Instagram at Chef Allison Davis.
And we'll be right back right after this short break. Keep it right here.
Today's cooking segment was brought to you by Creative Kitchen and Bath, where you will always cook in style.